This video is going to focus on cardiac muscle tissue. If we compare cardiac muscle tissue to skeletal muscle tissue, there are lots of differences. First, cardiac muscle tissue is uninucleate, which means that each cell has one nucleus. The nucleus tends to be much larger in cardiac muscle tissue than it was in skeletal muscle tissue. Both skeletal muscle tissue and cardiac muscle tissue are striated, and we'll look at that in a moment. In contrast to skeletal muscle tissue, cardiac muscle tissue is highly branched, so we can see that these cells are branching. We can see some branching right here and here, and they are uninucleate. Right now we're at the 10x objective. If we put the 40x objective in place, we can see this beautiful nucleus here, and we can see that branched property of the cardiac muscle tissue. So here we have beautiful branching, and the nuclei are much larger in the cardiac muscle tissue. There's a structure that I'm looking for right now called an intercalated disc. The intercalated discs of the cardiac muscle cells are where one muscle cell meets the next. And this structure right here is a white band, and that is the intercalated disc. On the Histology Guide website, you would see that as a dark line. We see another one right here, and I will try to move us to a different area so that we might be able to find more intercalated discs. So here's another one, and this is a junction between two neighboring cardiac muscle cells. Here's a beautiful intercalated disc that's nice and darkly stained. So you can see that skeletal muscle tissue is highly branched, uninucleate, and striated. So you can see those striations running perpendicularly through the tissue right here. Still on the hunt for another intercalated disc. Here are two right here. This is a beautiful intercalated disc. Here's another one right here. So intercalated discs, nice and dark. 1, 2, there's one here. And those are the junctions between neighboring cardiac muscle cells. If we look at the Histology Guide website, we click through and open that Histology Guide website, we can see this beautiful branching to the cardiac muscle cells. We see that the nucleus is rather large, that the cells are uninucleate. We'll allow it to autofocus, and we can see those beautiful striations on this tissue. And here is a gorgeous intercalated disc. The intercalated disc is right here. That's what this word is. And that's the junction between cardiac muscle cells.